Hey guys, Jacob Ober here. Welcome to my first ever movie review. I'll be reviewing Avengers Infinity War, which I just got back from. Uh, this was a mesmerizing film. It was a film that didn't really even feel like a movie. It felt like an experience. This movie, it wasn't just a movie, it was an experience. And I say that as a Marvel fan of the past 10 years who watched Iron Man, the first Iron Man in theaters, and has watched pretty much every Marvel film to date except for I think Guardians of the Galaxy 2. Um, this was just the if you are a fan of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, this was the this movie will please you more than anything ever. This is in my opinion, this is one of the best movies I have ever seen. And there's so much to say about it. There's just so much to say about it. Without going into spoilers, I'm not going to spoil anything for you guys, but the main focus of the movie, there's a lot of focuses of the movie. There's a lot of shifting points in the movie. We're talking not just like different parts of the world, but we're talking about different parts of the universe that we're going to. Pretty much every kind of group of Avengers is in a different place, and they're all trying to achieve the same goal, and that's stop Thanos, who is the main villain of this film. And he was phenomenal. He is one of the best Marvel villains, if not the best Marvel villain. In my personal opinion, he was the best villain in a comic book slash superhero movie since the Joker and the Dark Knight. It was just his character. I loved what they did with his character because usually the villain is a guy who wants to do evil things, right? And just you don't question it. They're just the evil guy, right? And this the movie tries to give you sympathy by playing on the humanity of Thanos. They try and make it seem like what he's trying to do is not as bad as it seems, and he's a villain that, while a villain, he has good intentions in what he does, and I think that adds another dynamic to his character, and I love that part of it because usually the villains that think they're right and think they're doing good are the best villains because they're just so dynamic and so different from the rest of the crowd, and I love it. And that's what made the Joker in the Dark Knight so good, because he thought that what he was doing was the right thing to do. And it's the same with Thanos. Although Thanos is much, 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 much more powerful than any other being in the entire universe. And you definitely see that power numerous times, and it starts within the first minute of the film. It doesn't even give you a time to build any sort of exposition. It just jumps right into it, right after where Thor Ragnarok left off. And I mean, there is just no. It didn't really let you catch your breath at any point in the movie. Pretty much almost every scene had something important to add to the film. There were so many plot points, so many different subplots, and at times, I mean, if you're not a Marvel fan, it could probably get kind of confusing. And even if you are a Marvel fan, it probably could get kind of confusing. I thought that this was something that I read in a lot of the reviews before I went to the film. There were a lot of people that criticized the shifting tonal points of the film. Like every time they'd shift to a different perspective or a different group of Avengers, the tone would shift to that group's kind of their personalities, and like when they shifted to the Guardians of the Galaxy, it felt like you were in a Guardians of the Galaxy movie. When they shifted to Robert Downey Jr. and Doctor Strange and all those characters, it felt like you were like in an Iron Man movie. And it was like what I'm saying here is it was. I can see why someone would kind of not like that, but as a fan of the MCU, I loved it. I thought it was so cool how they did that, like going back and forth between all the characters and all having the same goal. I thought it was amazing, and I loved that part of the film as well. Really, there's not really a part of the movie that I didn't like. I mean, I liked every single story. I liked every single plot point. I liked all of it. It was just all so well done, and I mean, given what the directors, the Russo brothers, were given in this film to deal with, they had to somehow managed to include 40 characters in all their different plot points into the film, and they pulled it off, and I was astonished. I mean, and with what they were given, like they just did it perfectly. It was marvelous. And some of the criticisms of the movie, like, were almost a foregone conclusion given the scope of the movie. This movie was very unique in the sense that there was just so much going on in the scope of the movie. Like, it transcended the entire universe. There was just so much going on at all different points. There was stuff going on Earth. There was stuff going on another planet. There was stuff going on in the vastness of space. It was just marvelous, an epic, a wonder to see. And let me tell you, if you're a Marvel fan, this is a movie that you will absolutely adore. And there are some people out there that don't like it, but I really don't think that they're the most devoted fans. Like, if you're a Marvel fan, this movie is going to blow you away. And that gets me to my last point. The ending of the film was it was so weird, so interesting. And I'm not going to spoil anything, but like when you watch the ending of this film, you're just going to be sitting there with your mouth open. Like, what? Like, it was just amazing, amazing. Just amazing. And I'm speaking a lot as a fan right now, and I know that as a movie reviewer you probably shouldn't do that, but I mean, this is the ultimate fan movie, and I loved every second of it, and I'm so glad that I saw it. I mean, I would have to say that this is probably in my top 5, maybe top 3 films of all time. It might even challenge for number 1. And and the experience I had in the theater was by far the best experience I've ever had going to the movies. I've never been so thrilled, so on the edge of my seat, in ever going to the movies. So that's my thoughts on the movie. That's what I think of the film. I'm gonna give it an A+ because I think that it did everything that it needed to, and it did it absolutely wondrously. It was perfect in my opinion, and I loved it. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Let me know what you guys thought of the film in the comment section below, and what you thought of my review. This is the first review that I've ever done, and I hope it gets a lot of views. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching. I really enjoyed the film, and I really can't wait for next year when the second one comes out. I wish I could just fast forward to the date, because the end of the movie is literally going to make you wish that you could see the next part right away. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.